Jordyn and I and our friend Diamond, we're all going to start buddy reading 5-Star Weekend by Elin Hilderbrand. I'm audiobooking it. Yeah, I literally actually have no idea what 5-Star Weekend's about, but we're going to read it and then we're going to watch the show. So stay tuned for my thoughts, opinions, and feelings. I listen to audiobooks very quickly, especially I'm about to be working the next couple days, so hopefully I don't go ghost on you. Hopefully you see me and I have updates for you. If not, I'll at least provide text updates or something. I don't know. I'm determined to do better one of these times.
Sarah and I decided to read 5-Star Weekend by Elin Hilderbrand as a buddy read. This is about our FNC Hollis, whose husband recently passed away. I believe his name is Matthew. So we find out that Matthew passes away in a car accident in the beginning of this book, and Hollis is grieving. She needs to take a step away from her food blog, Hungry with Hollis, and she hears this story. This woman did this thing where she invited 4 friends from different parts of her life for a girls' weekend, and it helped her rediscover herself. She invites 4 friends to her home in Nantucket: her childhood best friend, her college friend, her mom friend, and a friend she just met on the internet while she is grieving her husband. So we also have Hollis's daughter, who is really resentful towards Hollis that she's not grieving the right way. That is what this book is about. It sounds really good. So we are going to sit here and start it. Hi, I just want to check in with my feelings on 5-Star Weekend by Elin Hilderbrand. I'm about 50% into it, and I have mixed feelings about how Hollis is dealing with things. She's very much not acknowledging the fact that her husband died and outwardly showing signs of grief. And I'm not really vibing with how much Tatum is giving Hollis some serious, attitude. And, you lost your dad, but at the same time, your mom lost her husband. Why are you being such a bitch? I don't understand. I really don't. My favorite character so far is actually Brooke. There's not, a whole lot of information that we're getting so far. I just love how all over the place she is, and she's kind of also using this weekend to discover herself, and I respect that immensely. Now let's talk about Gigi. I don't really understand. She proceeded to reach out to Hollis and befriend her online. She then proceeded to accept Hollis's invitation to this girls' weekend and pretended to be her friend when Hollis is grieving her husband. She's trying to figure out who she is without having her husband in her life. And I don't quite understand what Gigi was thinking when she was like, yeah, I'll go. I'm not understanding, Queen. I'm not understanding. What do you mean you agreed to this weekend with her and all of her friends? Right now, it's giving 4-star vibes, I think. I love Elin Hilderbrand's writing. This is maybe the 3rd book I've read of hers. And I just love how it's women discovering themselves or rediscovering themselves because of something happening in their life, and they're forced to face it head on. And we get to see how messy people's lives are, how different people grieve, and we get to see multiple different POVs. We get to see how people react to various things that happen, and I'm just a big fan. So that's my feelings. I know Sara also has some feelings about it, and we're gonna keep reading.
I am recording in my bathroom so that I can see my face in the mirror behind me. But I read 5-Star Weekend very quickly because I listened to it while I was on my way to work, and it was my 3-day stretch, so it was literally an hour to work, an hour back from work for 3 days straight. I think I finished it in 2 days because I also was reading it in the morning or listening to it in the mornings while I was getting ready for work and at night before I would go to sleep. So I finished that in like 2 days. I genuinely had no idea what was going on, and everything was happening so fast, and there were so many different things that were happening. Like, the fact that each woman had one, if not one, multiple different reasons that they wanted to escape or that they needed to be there to work through things, or secrets that they were hiding, or just massive, I don't even know what you call that, like just character flaws that they needed to work through, I guess. I thought it was so amazing the way that when we got the big reveal at the end, how we learned something about, well, we as readers knew something about Gigi throughout the whole book, but when it comes to a head at the very end, how gracious our female main character was to leave. I can't think of her name right now. How gracious she was to let her stay and to like work through this pain. And I just think that was very beautiful. And I think the concept of a 5-Star Weekend is so fun, except nowhere in real life would 4 other girls, adult women, be able to drop everything and go on a weekend vacation, like, just like that. That was kind of crazy. So we started watching the show, and we only got 4 episodes of the 8 in.
Starting 5-Star Weekend!
And they, like, completely ditched Caroline's story arc. They like just completely ditched her whole story in the show. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not mad about it, especially because in the book we never actually get to find out what happened with the film, or we don't get to see anything about the film. But I'm a little bit upset that we don't, like, I hope we get more of the film in the show, because I really was excited to see what the show did with that film, because I wanted to see the film. So hopefully that comes up. But yes, I rated this book 4 stars. I'm really liking Elin Hilderbrand's writing, for this being only my second book by her. I really enjoy her writing style.
So we are going to discuss my final thoughts on 5-Star Weekend. I know Sara already told you her final thoughts, but I ended up rating this 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I was very invested in all of the characters. The storyline with Gigi and her relationship with Hollis and the secrets that she was keeping was wild to me. I enjoyed how Tatum and Hollis kind of repaired their relationship a little bit, and Brooke was able to rediscover herself. Druanne and Hollis had an important discussion on their overall friendship, and Caroline and Hollis ended up repairing their relationship as well. And I genuinely really enjoy Elin Hilderbrand's writing, and I just can't give enough praise to her writing style. There are thoughts on the 5-Star Weekend by Elin Hilderbrand, and we are already on to our next buddy read. So if you liked our thoughts on the 5-Star Weekend by Elin Hilderbrand and you want to see more of us buddy reading, like this video, stay tuned for that.
Comment down below if you've read 5-Star Weekend by Elin Hilderbrand, and subscribe to see what we think about the shampoo effect. Bye.